All right. Headline number 5. Amazon has introduced Buy with Prime, a new way to enjoy the shopping benefits of Prime from online merchants, whether they sell an Amazon store or beyond.
Ooh.
According to an Amazon press release, Buy with Prime is a new way to extend Prime shopping benefits, including fast, free shipping, a seamless checkout experience, and free returns to merchants' own online stores, ultimately increasing selection for all Prime members. Participating merchants will display the Prime logo and expected delivery date on all eligible products in their own online stores. They will offer a simple, convenient checkout experience, as we mentioned, using Amazon Pay, and also leverage Amazon's fulfillment network to deliver orders. Amazon will also manage free returns for all of those eligible orders. It should be noted as well that Buy with Prime is initially available by invitation only right now for merchants who are using Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA. If you're cool.
FBA, yeah.
And will be rolled out throughout by invitation only again throughout 2022 as merchants are invited to participate, including those who are not selling on Amazon or using Fulfillment by Amazon.
Yeah, FBA. Yeah, that last part's key.
Yes, Chris.
Yes.
We kind of have discussed this briefly in a car ride on the way to get you a new phone.
Yes,
but
that's
what
right.
do you?
That's right. I forgot about that. Yes, I got a new iPhone this week.
But
everyone.
what do you think about this?
I think well done, Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm 5 for 5 on kudos today. I mean, this is the Chris Happy podcast. And so sorry, Steve Dennis. There's no major rants today. Yeah, no major rants. You're not going to like this episode. But when I think about what this means on the consumer side and the confidence it gives me in selecting a merchant that I want to transact with, I think it's enormous.
Yeah.
It's way, way more powerful in my mind than say like Shop Pay.
Right.
Which is the closest equivalent I can think of right now in the space.
I don't even think you can compare those.
I know. Yeah. It's really hard. But especially some of the experiences I've had lately, but on the merchant side too, like it brings scale efficiencies, especially if they, as described, as it is described, goes to people not selling on Amazon or using FBA in the long run. And it consequently could be a good hook for Amazon to get those people to start selling on Amazon or to use FBA. Like, it's just really interesting in that regard to me. And I think it's just a really brilliant move. And actually, we know the person that's in charge of this, right?
Yeah,
Nicole Netland. Shout out to her, former Target Store of the Future peer. God, everyone we used to work with is doing great things, Ann.
I mean, obviously.
I know, right? Like, that's so awesome.
We're super
smart.
Awesome. Congrats, Nicole. This is really exciting for her and her team. But I agree. I think there is so much opportunity here, both for sellers and for their customers. Sellers get to tap into Amazon logistics, which I think is huge. And I think we are going to continue to see, if I'm making a prediction, that we could continue to see a better deal with them as Amazon builds their own logistics and shipping capabilities, and almost circumventing UPS and FedEx in some ways to getting product to people, especially when you start to think about, the pickup points that Amazon has set up. They talk about returns, like how much better that's going to be for customers now. I mean, think about the Whole Foods locations, the Amazon return lockers, all of the Amazon Fresh stores, the Amazon Go store we talked about. Like, if you could bring everything that you bought back to that one return point, that's a huge win for consumers. But 2 things I'm going to be watching for.
Yeah.
One, what will the fees end up looking like for the merchants who are engaging in this option? Because right now, to sell it on Amazon, you pay a $40 a month fee if you're a merchant. Okay. Plus the average is 15% of each product. It can be from 6% to 45%, depending on the product type
category.
So I think that, that's something I'll be looking at and how that fluctuates as Amazon offers these things. And the other thing, you sent out a really good article about this on Seeking Alpha, and they're talking about if Shopify bans their retailers from having this Buy with Prime option. I doubt they will do that because they will lose their major enterprise clients if they succeed. But I think that could be really interesting if like all the millions of Shopify merchants can't do this option. Like, that's really isolating for a lot of especially the smaller SMBs that are working with Shopify.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like, and God, that'd be a bold move by Shopify. I think my last thing I'd say on that end is, like, I don't really see that, people are trying to draw the comparisons with Shopify here.
Yeah.
When I step back from this, I don't actually see this as necessarily a threat to Shopify. I see this, the thing I think that's smart about what Amazon's doing here, and I'm sure Shopify's part of this, but like, I think it's actually just a very nice compliment
Yeah.
For Amazon to institute to get some of the shared value of creating business out of Shopify as a merchant. Like, you're just going to basically create a piece of software that essentially enables them to reach more customers, do better business. And Amazon's just going to take a cut of that from naturally what they do well, which is ultimately logistics at the end of the day. Yeah. And so I think the two can really coexist here, because the points you're bringing up, like Shopify is nowhere close. I mean, there's some talk about Deliverr and, you know, that acquisition, but Shopify's nowhere close to having pickup points and all those types of things that, you know, what this is, you know, really all about. And so I don't know. I think of it more as a compliment than, say, a disintermediation tactic by Amazon, because Amazon still has to get into to disintermediate Shopify fully. They'd have to get into the web interface, which they've had to shutter.
Right.
That same article said, you know, they've tried that. It hasn't worked well. That's just going to be a hard bet for them to do. Maybe they can still go there, but I think it's a hard sell, and they definitely will go there if Shopify does what you say and makes this not usable.
The payments part is a big part, though, Chris. I mean, Shopify is making 50% of their revenue, it said, on payment transaction fees from 1 million plus merchants. Like, that's a huge amount of money that if now that moves over to Amazon and people are paying through Amazon, that could be a significant hit to the business.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what those numbers are off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, but I would doubt that that's, I don't know. We'll see.